So we have been discussing the elasticity chapter in detail. We have discussed in last class the relation between the Young's modulus and bulk modulus through Poisson's ratio. Okay, so let us do a small recapitulation and continue with the other relations that are associated with the chapter. Okay, so let us start here. So I will be sharing the screen. Just okay. So are you able to see the screen, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in the last class, we have discussed about the relation between the Young's modulus, bulk modulus, and the Poisson's ratio. This is the relation what you have, equation number 10 and 11. These are the equations that we have derived in the last class. Relation between Y and K. So these are the relations that I have derived. So this is the relation between Y and K through the Poisson's ratio. Okay. So this is the equation that you have to remember. Earlier class we have discussed about one more relation, that is the relation between the Young's modulus, bulk modulus and the Young's modulus, modulus of rigidity and the Poisson's ratio. This is the equation what you have. Or you can take this equation. So it gives you a relation between the Young's modulus, the modulus of rigidity and the Poisson's ratio. So this is the one relation. So out of these two, and there is one more relation. So this is the relation between the shearing strain, compressive strain and the elongation strain. So it proves that you have to show that the sum of the elongation strain plus the compressive strain is equal to the shearing strain. So this is the relation that you have. So among these three, definitely will get 1 or 2 in the examination. Okay, so very important. So very easy. Okay, let us go for the remaining relation. There are few remaining relations that you have to discuss now. They are very simple. These are the relations which are based on the discussions what we have made. Okay, so first let us go for the relation between. Okay, here today's class relation between. Okay, these they are not derivation, they are just readjustment. The relation between K, that is bulk modulus, okay, neta, that is the modulus of rigidity, and Y, the Young's modulus, where they are the usual meanings. K stands for the bulk modulus, okay. Neta is the modulus of rigidity, and Y, what is Y? Y is the Young's modulus. Okay, so we have to connect all these elastic constants K, neta and Y. So we will not derive them, we will only readjust them. So we know that from the previous relations, okay, from previous relations we have already done it. Okay, so I will write those relations directly. Okay, Y is equal to, so it gives you the relation between the Young's modulus and the modulus of rigidity. It is given by 2 neta into 1 plus sigma. So this is the equation number 1 that you have. And there is one more relation, that is, this is nothing but the relation between Y and neta. Okay, this is the thing but the relation between Y and neta. Okay. Now there is one more equation that you have. Y is equal to 3K into 1 minus 2 sigma. Okay, so this is equation 2. This is the thing but the relation between Y and K, that is Young's modulus and bulk modulus. Okay, so we already derived it, okay, in the last class. Okay, now we can rearrange these equations. Okay, so from 1 I can write this equation, so therefore I can write here from 1. Okay, from 1 I can write Y by 2 neta, that is equal to, Y by neta, I will write as Y by neta is equal to, okay, 2 into 1 plus sigma, that is equal to 2 plus 2 times of sigma. So this is the equation what I have. So this I will take it as equation number 3. Okay, so I have rearranged it, that's all. Okay, on rearranging. Similarly, from equation number 2 I can rearrange it. So therefore from 2, so this is from equation number 2 I can write, okay, Y by 3K. So I can write rearranging, therefore I can write Y by 3K is equal to 1 minus 2 sigma. So this is equation number 4. So I have these equations for y by neta and y by 3k. This is from equation 1. What is that equation number 2 neta? Okay, 1 plus sigma. So from this equation you can write from equation number 2. What is what equation number 2? 3y equal to 3k 1 minus 2 sigma. Okay, rearranging this. Okay, so what I have to do is I will just add equation number 3 and 4. So on adding equations, okay, 3 and 4, if I add those two equations, y by neta and y by 3k, so that will be y by neta plus y by 3k, that is equal to, so what is left hand side? It is 2 plus 2 sigma plus, this is the second left hand side, that is 1 minus 2 sigma. Okay, so what happens here? These two and these two get cancelled. You have left with the 2 plus 1, it is 3. Okay, or I can rearrange it. Okay, so on I can write as y by neta plus y by 3k, that is equal to 3, that is equal to, just a minute, I'm not getting. Where to get it? I lost that full screen. Just a minute. Okay. Now here I have y by neta plus y by 3k is equal to 3. I can still rearrange it. Okay. So that is, take y common here. So that will be 1 by neta divided by 1 by 3k is equal to 3. Okay. So that is, I can write y into, this is 3k plus neta. Do the simple mathematics. Okay. Divided by 3k times of neta. Okay. That is equal to 3. Okay. Got it. So rearrange it. So on rearranging this equation, okay, I will write it here. Therefore, y into, okay, y is equal to, take it on other side, 3 into 3k neta divided by 3k plus neta. So this is the equation. So therefore, just simplify it. That you take 3 inside. So it is 9k neta divided by 3k plus neta. So this is the equation which connects y, Young's modulus, okay, Young's modulus, bulk modulus, and modulus of rigidity. Okay, so this is the equation that you have to remember. So usually you don't get these type of relations. Okay, they are just equation that you should remember. Okay. Now similarly, there is one more relation, final relation that you should know. Okay, that is the thing, but the relation between, okay, k, neta, and sigma. Okay, last one. Okay, relation between this is the relation between, okay, k, neta, and sigma. Bulk modulus, modulus of rigidity, and Poisson's ratio. Now look here, in this equation, there is no Poisson's ratio. Okay, they are just direct relation between y, k, and n. Okay, now here in next, what we will do is we will connect y, k, neta, and sigma. Again, this is not the one where we derive. We only readjust it. So we know that earlier from previous relations, we know that from previous relation, I will connect them. So we have y equal to 2 neta into 1 plus sigma. So this is the equation. So which is nothing but the relation between y, neta, and Poisson's ratio. Similarly, there is one more relation, y is equal to 3k into 1 minus 2 sigma. Okay, this is nothing but the relation between y, k and Poisson's ratio. Okay, now here on the both the left hand side they are nothing but y. Okay, so I can take this as equation number 1. So this is equation number 2. So on equating equation number 1 and 2. So on equating equations 1 and 2. If I equate them, so on the left hand side will be the first term. What is the left hand side? Is 2 neta into 1 plus sigma, that is equal to 3k into 1 minus 2 sigma. Okay, so this is what you get. Still you can rearrange it. You get it as 2 plus 2 neta into sigma, that is equal to 3k minus of 6k into sigma. Okay, so you bring these terms one time on one side. Okay, so that is on rearranging you get 2 neta sigma plus, I will take this to the left hand side. So if I take it on rearranging it, that is 6k into sigma, that is equal to, okay, 3k minus 2 times of neta. So I will take this to the other end. I will bring this to this end. Okay. So if I do that simplification, okay, you can get the result like this. Okay. Okay. Now here in this case, what happens? There is a common term. What is the common term? So this neta is sorry, here 6k. It's not neta. It's sigma. So this sigma is 6k. This is 6k. This I have brought to the right hand side. So the 6k sigma. Okay. So this term sigma and sigma is common here. Therefore, I can take the common as 2 into neta plus 6k, that is equal to 3k minus 2 neta. So rearrange it for Poisson's ratio sigma, that is equal to, that is sigma is equal to 3k minus 2 neta. 3k minus 2 neta divided by 2 neta plus 6k. So this is the relation that is existing between k and neta. So this is the k and neta through the relation sigma. So this is the one relation that you should remember. Okay. Now this is also no necessary of mugging it up. So usually you don't get it, but you should know. Sometimes they will ask you to evaluate the value of this sigma. Okay. Sometimes, okay, not always. Therefore, you should know these values. Okay. To evaluate this, no, you should calculate k, neta. If you know these values, you can calculate the Poisson's ratio. Okay. Sometimes they may give you. So this is for your reference. Finally, there is one important value that is called as limiting value of Poisson's ratio. So we have been discussing what is the Poisson's ratio again and again. So go for the last part, that is called as the limiting values of Poisson's ratio. What is the maximum value of or limiting value of Poisson's ratio? What is the value that it can take? What is the maximum value you can take? Now you know that from previous relations already, okay, from previous relations, okay. Students, is the sound clear? Is the audible? Is the
Yes,
video
sir.
and audible? Okay, fine. So we have come into the campus and there may be some echo because I'm sitting in the physics lab. Okay, we have to manage. Okay. So here from the previous relation you have y is equal to, what is our relation? Previous relation you have y equal to 2 neta into 1 plus sigma and y is equal to 3k into 1 minus 2 sigma. So this I'll take it as 1. This is 2. Again, I told you this is nothing but the relation between y and neta. Okay, and this one is the relation between y and k. This is through sigma. Okay. Now I have these two relations from 1 and 2. I can equate them from 1 and 2. If I do the equation, that is y equal to, okay, if I equate them, okay, so that will be 2 neta into 1 plus sigma, that is equal to 3k into 1 minus 2 sigma. So I have to find what is the limiting value, what is the maximum value. Okay. Now here you cannot have these values, any value, you cannot have any. Okay. You cannot have any value. Okay. Any value for Poisson's ratio. Keep in mind, you cannot have any value for Poisson's ratio. There is some limit. Okay. There is some limitation. Okay. Limitation to have the value for the Poisson's ratio. Okay, you cannot have any value. Now, for example, look here on the left hand side, it is 2 into neta 1 plus sigma. Right hand side is 3 times 2 sigma. If I take, okay, in LHS, okay, here this is sigma. If I substitute sigma equal to positive value, LHS will also be positive. So LHS becomes automatically positive. You are getting the point. Okay. If I take this small term, whatever I have here, this term sigma, if I take some positive, so the whole LHS become positive. Do you agree with this? Very simple mathematics. But what happens here is that this is a equation where the LHS is equal to RHS, where LHS is equal to RHS. This is the case where LHS is equal to RHS. So therefore, if LHS is positive, RHS also should be positive. Therefore, if LHS is positive, that implies RHS is also positive. If LHS is positive, okay, that implies RHS should be positive. Okay. Now the thing is that the value of the RHS, if you look at the value of RHS, this value of RHS here, okay, now the value of RH is positive, not for all values, it is some specific values. Okay, the value of RHS is positive if and only if the value of sigma that you choose should be less than 1 by 2, So this is the first limiting value. So you cannot have any value greater than sigma greater than this value. You're getting the point. It should be always lesser than 0.5. If sigma is lesser than 0.1 by 2, that is 0.5, then both the LHS and RHS is the limiting factor. This is the first case. Similarly, on the other case, there is the other value here. Sigma can be negative also. First case I have taken if sigma is positive. This is the case if I have taken the sigma value as positive. So there is other possibility if sigma is negative. So what should be the value of negative? How much should be the value of negative? So if you look at the equation, if you take the equation for sigma negative here, okay, if sigma is negative, then LHS will be negative. Will be positive.
Sir,
Head.
sir, equation number 3, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, this is the first case. On the other hand, if LHS will be positive, sigma na negative LHS will be positive. Okay, if the value of the sigma is less than 1, if it is less than 1, okay, athwa greater than 1 antandre, it should be greater than, what? Greater than 1. You're getting the point. So then only this become positive. Either greater than either less than, it should not be greater than -1. I would take it as less than -1. It should be less. Okay, it should be greater than -1. Okay, -1 kinta kadime ittu. If it is lesser than this value, then this becomes negative. This also becomes negative. So therefore, the limiting value for sigma is, for sigma is such that the sigma should be less than 1 by 2 and it should be less than -1 on the negative side. Okay, it should not be more than that. Okay, so therefore it should not be more than
Sir, it is greater than -1, sir.
Hi, minus, correct. Correct, Mantai. should not be greater than -1. Greater than -1 andra point minus 0.9 ಬರ್ತದೆ. Less than ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ so it is -1. So therefore it is lying between -1 and 0.5. Therefore sigma lies between -1 and 0.5. ಇದನ್ನ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸಾಕು. Okay, ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ದ 0 and 0.5. -1 and 0.5. But what happens here is that here this is the range of values. Now here the sigma that you have, okay, it cannot be negative. Okay, if you take sigma negative, let us assume that if I take sigma negative means this is not possible, okay, physically. Okay, therefore we will discard this. This is discarded. We will discard this part, okay, and we will only say the, okay, the sigma should be, what is the restriction? The sigma should be less than 0.5. If it is less than 0.5, then it is correct. Okay, you should have the value of this sigma which is always less than 0.5. Then it is working in a perfect mode. What is sigma? Sigma means, you know, it is beta by alpha. Lateral strain coefficient divided by the longitudinal strain coefficient. So it gives one of the properties of the material. So when designing a material, all these factors will come into picture for you. Okay. So this is the case that we have studied for the elasticity. So with this, so we have completed almost all the properties of elasticity, elastic material, and the terminologies and the relation between them. So keep in mind, these are the known values. You should know these. Okay, as an engineer, you should know these values. Okay. Now here, main thing I am telling you, I am concentrating on this relation between elongation strain, compression strain, shearing strain. Second one, relation between Young's modulus, modulus of rigidity, and Poisson's ratio. Third one, relation between Young's modulus, bulk modulus, and Poisson's ratio. So these are the three main relations on which you will get the questions on. Okay, so others may be asked for some 2 marks or 3 marks, this limiting value. Rest, no, they may be not asked, but you should know those things as a part of syllabus. Okay, so this completes the elasticity chapter of this. Let us go for the remaining problems what we have done in the last class. Okay, in the last class I had given you, on the earlier class I had given you this problem as an assignment. Most of you have solved, if I am not wrong, and let us see what is the solution for this problem. Okay, okay, so this is the problem. Calculate the extension. Okay, let's go for the solution. Okay, calculate the extension produced in a wire of length 2 meter and radius 0.013 meters, 0.0312 meters due to a force of 14.7 Newton applied along its length. Okay, calculate the extension produced. So I have a wire here. So this is the wire I have. Okay. So this is one wire which is having a diameter. This is the diameter. It's a circular in nature. Therefore, I will draw a circular diameter like this. Circular wire. There is an extension in the wire. So this is the extension in the wire. Okay. So this much is the extension X. Okay. What is the length? So if I take the length, okay. This is the length of the wire. The length of the wire is 2 meter. There is a length of the wire. Calculate the extension produced. What is the extension produced? X. This is the X you have. You have to calculate this value of X. You have to calculate the value of X. Okay. Calculate the extension produced in a wire of length. How much is the wire length? It is 2 meter. What is the length? It is 2 meters. Okay. Length is how much? 2 meters. Length is 2 meter. Due to a force of 14.7 Newton, that means a force is applied. How much is the force? It is 14.7 Newton. So it may be a mass or physically pull it. And the radius of the wire is given. So this is the having a certain diameter. Therefore, radius is given. It is taken as R. R is the radius of the wire. Okay. So with this information and the Young's modulus that is given to you. So with this information, you can calculate the Young's modulus. Okay. Okay. Calculate the extension that is produced. So write down all the information you have. Okay. First one, calculate the length. First one, you have the length that is given. Length, I will take it as L. Okay. Length equal to 2 meters. Radius of the wire. Second one, radius of the wire. Radius, that is whatever it may be, wire or something. Okay. So radius, okay, I have taken it as R, that is equal to 0.013 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Force that is applied, F, force that is applied is 14.7 Newton. 14.7 Newton. Along its length, so the direction of the force is such that it is along the length of the wire. So this is the direction of the force. You can see here, this is along the length of the wire. So it is along the length like this. Okay. So this is the direction of the force, F. And with the unit. Young's modulus is given. This is the case. So extension you have to find. So what is the extension? This is the extension that you have to find. Okay. So extension or elongation of the wire. Extension, that is R, you can say that as elongation. Okay. So this elongation is X, you have to determine. Okay. Apply the simple laws of a simple formula. So you have the Young's modulus. Since it is along the wire, no, so the length is changing. Therefore, I can write the Young's modulus for this. Y equal to longitudinal stress. Longitudinal stress divided by linear strain. Okay. So if I want the longitudinal stress, that I can write as force per unit area, and the linear strain I can write it as ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. Okay. Change in dimension to the original dimension. So therefore I can get the value for Y equal to, okay, get the value of Y equal to, so therefore Y is equal to F divided by A divided by X by L, that is equal to F divided by A into L by X. So this is the formula what I have. I want for X, no, this is the value I want. Just rearrange it. Okay. So L you have. So this is the X, that is requirement. So therefore rearrange it for X. Therefore X is equal to F divided by A into L divided by Y. Okay. So you substitute the values. Okay, X is equal to F is given. How much is the value of F? F is 14.7 Newton into area I have not determined. So I have to find the area of the wire. So area of cross section, that is A equal to pi R square. Why? Because it is a circular. So therefore A equal to pi into R. R is given. R is 0.013 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square. Therefore area it comes to be 5.3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 meters square. This is the value of A. So I have found out the area also. What is the area? So it is 5.3 into 10 to the power of minus 8. Okay. So this is area meter square. Then you have length. The length is how much? Length is 2 meters divided by Young's modulus, that is given 2.1 into 10 to the power of 11. 2.1 into 10 to the power of 11. Therefore, X is equal to 2.64. Get it as 2.64 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. Okay. So therefore, X is equal to 2.64. This is minus 3. 10 to the power of minus 3 meters means I can write it as millimeter. 2.64 millimeter. Therefore, with this applied force X, with the applied force here 14.7 meter, with the length of 2 meter, there is an extension that is produced. Extension we have evaluated, so that will be 2.64 mm elongation that is going to happen. Okay, this is the example number 3 that I had given as an assignment. So if you have not taken, you just take it down. Then go for the next one. Okay, this is the one that is related to the bulk modulus. Here.
ಸರ್ ಒಂಚೂರು ತೋರಿಸ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
ಆಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ? ಓಕೆ, ಫೈನ್.
ವೇಟ್ ಸರ್.
ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ಸರ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ತೋರಿಸಿ.
ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅದ. ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ತಳಗದ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ದ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲದ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. Okay, hope we have taken down this. Let us go for the next problem. Okay, ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ?
Yes sir.
Okay, go for the next one. So a solid sphere of radius 10.3 meter is subjected to a normal pressure. Okay, now here there is a sphere of radius 10.3 meters. Okay, is subjected to a normal pressure of 10.10 Newton per meter square acting all over the surface. Determine the change in its volume. Okay, given the bulk modulus of for lead is 4.58 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square. Okay, so this is the problem what you have. Okay, you have to find the change in volume. So I have a sphere. Already learned this in the bulk modulus part. Let us assume it's still. So I have a sphere. So this is a sphere and a force is applied. So this is having a volume V. So this is actually a sphere which has a volume V. For that sphere, we are applying a force in all the directions, normally in all the directions. Okay, it is a perpendicular direction like this. So the normal direction at the particular point, you have the forces being acting. It is the normal. Okay, from all directions we are applying. Okay, so when we apply the force normally, okay, this is a volume V, it gets shrinked. What happens? It gets shrinked. Okay, so the volume will change. Okay, now this is the new volume what it has. So the new volume is given by V dash. This is the V dash, new volume. By application of the force, the volume gets shrinked. Okay, so the new volume is V. So therefore I can write the change in volume. How much is the change in volume? So change in volume is V, small v, that is given by V minus V dash. Now a solid lead sphere of radius, lead sphere, just a minute. A solid lead sphere, this is a lead sphere of radius. Okay, go for the solution. What is the radius of the sphere? So the radius of the sphere is R, 10.3 meters. Okay, is subjected to a normal pressure. Here this is force. Okay, force per unit area is called as the pressure. So force per unit area is called as the pressure. So pressure is applied. So pressure P is equal to force per unit area. That is nothing but the compressive stress. In other words, it's nothing but the compressive stress. Okay, so what is force per unit area? This is the pressure. It is 10 Newton per meter square. This is the value. Acting over the surface with this pressure, it is acting. Determine the change in volume. So you have to find the change in volume. So it gets shrinked. So what is the new volume? So therefore I have to write the change in volume. Okay, so change in volume. Change in volume is equal to how much? Okay, so this is the question, and they have given you the bulk modulus. Okay, what they have given us? They have given you the value of bulk modulus K. So write that one also if you want. So bulk modulus of the lead. Bulk modulus is K. Okay, it is 4.58 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton. Sorry, 10 Newton per meter square. Okay, so this is the value. So I want to evaluate this. Now apply the bulk modulus formula. So therefore, here the volume is changing. So whenever there is a change in volume, okay, there is actually a change in volume. Therefore, bulk modulus K will be introduced in it. So bulk modulus is nothing but the stress, compressive stress divided by the volume strain divided by volume strain. Now R, I can write it as compressive stress is nothing but pressure. I can write it as pressure, force per unit area divided by the volume strain. Okay, so I have to write it properly. So the proper definition is there. So this is the K, that is K equal to pressure. I have to write it as P. Volume strain, okay, pressure, I can write it as P, and volume strain is nothing but change in volume to the original volume. This is the original volume. So therefore, I can write it as K equal to P divided by change in volume divided by the volume, capital volume, that is original volume. Okay. So therefore, volume strain I will write here. Volume strain is nothing but the change in volume. Change in volume divided by original volume. Okay, change in volume, it is small v and the original volume is capital V. So this is the way. So in the theory class, I have taken it as negative. So here don't necessary, because we are calculating the magnitude only. So it's okay if you leave the negative sign and rearrange it for this V. We want the change in volume. Look at this. This is the value. Change in volume. Yes, volume change aati let ಮೊದಲಾಕಿನ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ವಿ ಐತಿ, ನ್ಯೂ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ವಿ ಡ್ಯಾಶ್ ಐತಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ. ಸೊ rearrange it for V, therefore I can rearrange it for V, that is equal to V equal to P divided R. I can still write it. So it is P into capital B by small b, therefore small v, it is a change of, that is PV divided by K. Okay, now here V, what is this V? It is the volume of sphere. V, volume of sphere is given by V. This is of radius R. This is of radius R. Therefore, I can write V is equal to radius volume is given by 4 by 3 pi R cube. So therefore, I can substitute it here as equal to V equal to small v equal to P into what is volume? Volume is this much. 4 by 3 pi R cube divided by K. So this is the value what you get. Okay, 4 by 3, okay, or it is P by K into 4 by 3 pi R cube. Okay, now substitute the value and get the result, that's all. So V is equal to, substitute the value, pressure, how much is the pressure? 10 newtons into K divided by K, you directly write K is how much? 4.58 into 10 to the power 10. It's here 4.58 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square. So 4.58 into 10 to the power of 10 into, okay. So 4 by 3 as it is, okay, pi as it is, R cube. What is this R? R is the radius. Radius is given, radius is 10.3 meter cube. How much it is? 10.3 meter cube. 10.3 meter cube. So this is meter cube. Okay, so this is the value what you get. So if I can do the calculation, so that will be 9.99 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay, this is meter cube. So this is almost equal to, V is almost equal to 10 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter cube. So 10 to the power of minus 10 into 10 is 10 to the power of minus 6. So this is almost equal to this one. Okay, got it? So this is the 9.99 into 10 to the power of minus 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is V is almost 10 into 10 to the power of minus 7, or I can write it as 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 1 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ 10 ಲಿಂದ. So this is the volume what you get. Okay, clear? So let us go for the next problem. ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬರ್ಕೊಳಕತ್ತಾರ, ಬೇರೆದವರು ಬರ್ಕೊಳಕತ್ತಿರೋ? Anybody was not taken it? Fine.
ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಸರ್.
Very good, very good. Keep it up. ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ? ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಇದು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ. Okay, go for the next one. Solve it and tell me the answer. Who is going to solve and tell me the answer? So this has to be solved by yourself. Go for the problem. A load of 2 kg produces an extension of 1 mm in a wire with a length of 3 meter length and diameter 1 mm. Calculate the Young's modulus of the material. Very simple one. Okay. 2 kg extension of 1 mm, 3 meter length, diameter is this much. Young's modulus you have to evaluate. Okay. Okay. Diameter is D is given. It is 1 mm. Okay. So first you write the diameter. Okay. With a length of 3 meters. This is the length. What is the length? Length is 3 meters. Okay. Meter. Okay. A load of 2 kg produces a diameter, produces an extension of 1 mm in a wire with a 3 meter length and 1 mm diameter. Correct? Extension is produced. So when you apply the mass, 2 kg mass. So here I am applying a 2 kg mass. So once I am applying a 2 kg mass, it gets elongated. What happens? It gets elongated. There is some elongation like this. Okay. So this is nothing but the elongation that you have. Okay. This is nothing but the x. Okay. You have to find this value of x. How much? Sorry. This is the given value of x. So x is also given. X is 1 mm. So this is the 1 mm elongation. So therefore elongation is also given. X is equal to 1 mm. 1 millimeter. Okay. A load of 2 kg. So I have missed the load. No. So load. First one. You have to load. Load means mass. 2 kg. So, okay. This is the mass you have. Yeah. 2 kg. Okay, so after applying the mass, it gets elongated. You're getting the point. So this is the mass that you have. Okay. I will write, this is the better diagram. So this is mass is 2 kg. As soon as you apply the mass, there is an elongation. Okay. So therefore, obviously there is a force in the downward direction. This is 2 kg. This is the direction of the force, F. Okay. This is the direction of the force. So you can calculate how much the force by calculating its weight. What is the weight? Weight is equal to m into g. This is the force that you apply due to the application of this mass. Okay. So once you apply this mass, okay, there is an elongation. What is the elongation? Elongation is 1 mm. So 1 mm is the elongation. 1 mm means 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. Okay, length is same. This is diameter 1 mm, 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. So the diameter. So calculate the Young's modulus. Anybody have done the calculations? Young's modulus. Y equal to. So same thing. Write the formula. First, longitudinal stress divided by linear strain. Linear athwa longitudinal strain. Okay. Sorry. Okay, longitudinal stress by linear strain. Therefore, what is longitudinal strain? I can write the longitudinal strain as F by A, that is force per unit area. So it is along the length of the wire. Okay, so therefore it is force per unit area. Linear strain is the thing, but the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. The change in dimension is the length. Okay, so the length is changing. Okay, length is change in length is X. And the original length is L. Okay, X by L is the linear strain. Okay, so I can write the values again. So therefore, you get longitudinal stress is F by A divided by X by L, that is equal to F divided by A into L by X. So substitute all the values. Before you do the substitution, you calculate the cross-sectional area of the wire. So area is equal to A, that is equal to pi r square. So this is the area that you have. Okay, A, this has to be evaluated, area A. Okay, so area A, this is the area A. Okay, pi r square. So pi r square, if you do it separately, or you can directly substitute in the formula, it's left to you. So pi into r. Radius is 1 mm, no? So you can diameter is 1 mm. Therefore, I can write the radius here itself. Okay, so just I will add one more line. Okay, so I will write the radius here itself. Okay, so radius is equal to radius r is equal to d by 2. What is the radius r equal to d by 2? So it is 1 by 2 mm. So it's 0.5 mm. So it is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. This is the radius of the wire. Okay. So if the diameter is 1 mm, radius r is obviously half of that. Therefore, you substitute here, radius is okay, 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square. Okay, so
1.57.
check ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಇದನ್ನ. Pi into 10 to the power of minus 5. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದ?
1.8.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಬಂದೈತೆ ನೋಡಿ.
0.7853, sir.
ಎಷ್ಟೇ?
0.7853.
Into 10 to the power of minus ಎಷ್ಟು?
Minus 6, sir.
Okay, right. I have got it as A equal to, okay, so it is 7.85 into 10 to the power of minus 7. New 0.78 into 10 to the power of minus 6 andru vanda. A is 7.85 into 10 to the power of minus 7 andru vanda. So the both are same. So I will write this value of A as equal to 7.85 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter square. This is the value of A. Okay, ಅದನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋರಿ. ಸೊ ಇವನೇನದಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು, ಇಂಥ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪು ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ವಿಲ್ ಲೂಸ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಅರ್ಧ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. 4 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಲೂಸ್ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ y ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಅದ್ರದ ಎಫ್ ಅದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ m ಇಂಟು ಜಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್? m ಇಂಟು ಜಿ. m ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನದ? ಮಾಸ್. ಮಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟದ? 2 kg ಅದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ಸೊ ಮಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ 2 kg. So this is the applied mass, 2 kg. So m into 2 into kg is g is 9.8 meter per second square. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ g ಅಂದ್ರೆ acceleration due to gravity ಇದು. g ಅಂದ್ರೆ 9.8 meter per second square. So evaluate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 9.8 into 2 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 19.6 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ? 19.6 ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದ. 19.6 ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ರೈಟ್. So you get all the values. So f value ಸಿಕ್ಕೈತಿಗ, a value ಕೂರ್ತದ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ l ಮತ್ತು x value they are already given. So just substitute it here. So f ಅಂದ್ರೆ 19.6 ಅದ divided by a ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 7.85 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay, into l ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ what is the length? Length is 3 meter. Original length is 3 meter. extension produced is 1 mm. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So ನೀವು evaluate ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ.
74.87 into 10 to the power 9, sir.
Very good. 74.9 into 10 to the power 8 9 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಭಾಳ ಫರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. 74.9 into 10 to the power of 9 ಅದ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ per meter square. ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ 10 to the power of 10 ದಾಗ ಇಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಒಂದು 9 ಇಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ 7.49 into 10 to the power of 10 ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ per meter square ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರೀ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 10 ದಾಗ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ ದಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, so this is the way you have to write the answer. Correct the answer eradu. So these are the problems, typical problems that you can get in the examination. Okay, so with this we are complete the elasticity. Again in the next chapter we will have the beams andre ena adrog matta derivations lengthy adavri next class oga. So nim patience nimda cooperation baಳ ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರಂಗ ನಿಮ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್. ಬ್ಯಾಡ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬರೀ PPT ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ, ನನಗೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಹಂಗ PPT ಓದಂದ್ರೆ PPT ಓದಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲರ್ನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ನೋಡಿ. Cooperation is the most. Okay, so you try to solve the theory part. Okay, now I will give the assignment. Okay, alla assignment kodteni ivatta. I will give the assignment for the first for the second module. Okay, so whatever the discussions I have done, okay, I have shared all the notes with you. I will be giving the assignments based on that notes. Adana notes assignment kodtevalla adra mele nimaga assignment irtada. May write it and maintain it in clean way, and I will let you know how to send it. ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬರ್ದು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ PDF ಮಾಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದು, ಅಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ರೆಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್. ಸೊ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 2 ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1. ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1 ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಡೇಟ್, ಲೇಟರ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೇಟರ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್. Okay, so for assignment 2, no, we have to date of submission will be earlier. So date of submission is earlier. Just remember this. Okay, I will module 1 I will give sufficient time. For module 2 you have to submit in a couple of days. Okay, so I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, kindly call me back and clear your doubts. Okay, so I shall stop here itself. Before you leave the class, let me look at the attendance, how many students are there. So again I think it's a very bad number, so you can only have 27 students. Okay, correct. So this will be viewed seriously. I request all the students to attend the class. Okay, you will be an engineer after 4 years. Don't be an engineer who will be called as an engineer who passed from Corona period. Okay, so don't do that. Okay.